And welcome back. We're halfway through the inaugural 2019 Post-Ohio District Tournament as we will see the Dayton Stealth JV take on the Indian Hill Rangers JV squad. These two teams are the lone non-high school teams in the tournament. And Indian Hill, they got off to a very nice start, beating Troy 11-1. For Dayton Stealth, they fell to Alter 10-0, but picked up a very nice win this morning against LaSalle. 6-3 was your score. As Patrick Gallagher gets the start in net for Dayton. A rough night last night for Gallagher. He gave up a total of 6 goals in span of about a period and some change. And Larkin Ripley will be in net again for the Rangers. Ripley is the only goalie available for the Rangers, and she did a very nice job against the Trojans. Indian Hill's in the traveling black jerseys, and Dayton is in the home whites for the first time this tournament. Third game for Dayton, second for Indian Hill. The Rangers have the Battle of Beaver Creek last up at 8:40 tonight. We have played 30 seconds, and we already have the first penalty of the game. Kent got to call Beaver Creek and Alter, and we didn't have our first penalty until, about halfway through the third, and we get one 31 seconds in, and it's going to be Dayton in the box. That's Tabor Rose for tripping. I also believe there is someone wearing Daniel Kratzer's jersey. He was scratched on the scorebook. I want to say that might be Ethan Shue. We'll try to confirm that, but it is Indian Hill with the power play. They're the away team as Mikey Moore, a hat trick, the second hat trick scorer for the Rangers, slices it, and that is over the stick of Adam Tuckus. As the Rangers have 4 new Rangers to their army with Rhett Bendur, Andrew Bond, Charlie Andrus, and Nick Ringer. And I promised myself I wouldn't make lame Bond jokes unless he scored a goal. Promise. 30 seconds into the power play. Rangers and the Stealth are scoreless. Dayton is the home team in this contest. If you're looking at depth, well, Dayton's got Indian Hill on that, although the Rangers do have 4 more than they did against Troy, where the Rangers picked up a very nice 11-1 win. As Larkin Ripley, very good in goal. Mikey Moore, a hat trick. Also Andrew Heekin, a hat trick for the Rangers. We're halfway through this power play. And here comes Indian Hill slowly. That's Paige Falter dragging it towards the right. And now it's bumped by Case Kleinwatcher. No score with 13:20 to go in the first period and 49 seconds to go in the power play. It's on Tabor Rose for tripping. Heekin to the house. And that's a save by Patrick Gallagher. And you see that U.S. Air Force emblem on the side. Looks just like a fighter plane. Love it. That's probably my favorite goalie mask I've seen. Sent forward by Dayton. That is on the blue line by Tyler Demmett, picking up a couple assists. Now back this way. Here comes Indian Hill. It's Heekin. A slice towards the left, looking for the carry of Rhett Bendur. Bendur's first game in the pod. Here's a shot by Brown, and that hits off the backside of the stick of Rhett Bendur. As the Rangers, 8 seconds left on the power play, dicing it up on the right side. Carson Everett blocks that pass towards the slot. And back in the neutral zone over the Blue Jackets flag, we're back to 5-on-5. Rose will go back to the bench, and the 5th member of the Stealth out there is captain in Ethan Scheib. 12:20 to go in the first period. No score as Indian Hill could not convert on their first power play of the game. Back the other way. Here's Carson Everett. Everett picks it up in front of Albert Gelfgott. Gelfgott got the Stealth rolling in the right way with 5 unanswered goals and route to a 6-3 win over LaSalle. I should say 4 unanswered goals. 12 to play in the first. And back this way, the Stealth right wing. It's picked up by Jason Morgan. Scooped away by Bryce Brown, who had a couple of goals. Body there for Indian Hill. Nice size on this Rangers squad. I mentioned the bench might not be as deep as Gallagher scoops the loose puck into the left pocket. And we'll have a stop with 11:44 to go in our opening frame here at the NTP RD Chiller. That's short for National Trail Parks and Recreation Department. And it's here in Springfield, Ohio, just off West Main Street, downtown Springfield. And we'll have a face-off, and looks like it is A.J. Kleinwatcher being told get out of the hash marks. And replaced with Case Kleinwatcher. Picked up on the dot, spun around underneath the leg, and there's a shot off the tip of the stick of Gallagher that was taken by Joshua Nixon. Andrus with the touch to Case Kleinwatcher in the slot, looking for Ben Oliver, who is back, did not play this morning. Shot at the Rangers logo, which reminds me a lot of the old NHL conference badges. Now picked up by, that is Daniel Kratzer's jersey, but I can assure you it's not Daniel Kratzer. That is Dan Verder donning Kratzer's jersey. And down this way, here's a skip and a shot kicked away by Gallagher, and it hits the post. One-on-one battle as Nixon slips by A.J. Kleinwatcher. And back around the corner it goes for an icing call against Dayton. 10:53 to go in the first. And in the battle of the JV squads, it's 0-0 between Dayton and Indian Hill. Again, it is Dan Verder donning the Daniel Kratzer jersey. Kratzer is a scratch as the third-string goalie, as Patrick Gallagher gets the start. Austin Clark is the backup in this contest. Now between the points, dropped in by the Rangers, and Jay Masturzo. I was happy to hear that I got the pronunciation right that first game. Now around the corner, here's Jordan Hackey against Bryce Brown. Two big bodies bumping in the left corner as Chevrolet goes back for Hackey. Flipped high towards the goalie mitt of Larkin Ripley and stomped on by Larkin Ripley with 10.5 to play in the first. A nice crowd on top. I see lots of Dayton Stealth sweatshirts, and I also see lots of Indian Hill sweatshirts down below. Dayton plays some of the youth hockey teams here at the Springfield Chiller, and sharing the roles with Kettering and South Metro. And Indian Hill, they have the Indian Hill Winter Club just by Ward's Corner Road in the Indian Hill Loveland area. Very beautiful rink. You have to have a private membership to get to the rink, but fantastic place. Back this way, here comes Dayton rolling forward. That's Ethan Shue. Shue had a breakaway goal to ice the win for Dayton over LaSalle earlier today. I'm Lee W. Mowen, and Kent Jacobs is my partner, operating the camera. Left wing time, the Rangers. Bryce Brown away from the stick. Nice takedown by Blake Moran. Moran gets it loose, going right wing, and it's back to Shue. Shue, amazing speed, but it's stripped away by Adam Takas. Around the corner it goes, settled down by Indian Hill. 9:40 to play in the first. 0-0 your score. Very competitive game. And sliced forward by, I believe that was Andrew Bond. That was actually Charlie Andrus. And flipped off the protective net. We'll drop it in front of Larkin Ripley with 9:29 to go in the first. And no score between the battle of the JV squads in Dayton, Ohio and Indian Hill, Ohio. Kent, we've seen both of these JV squads. Dayton now 3 times, Indian Hill twice. What's your take on these two squads?
Well, it's a tale of 2 different games for the Stealth. Getting blown out yesterday, but then playing very well earlier today and beating LaSalle. So which Indian Hill team will we see? Right now it looks like the team we saw earlier today. Playing very tight, very well.
Scooped up away from Andrus as Dylan Morgan on the attack. Past the stick, over the stick of Adam Takas. Around the corner it goes for an icing call against the Stealth. 8:57 to play in the first period as the puck finds the referee by the Christmas tree. I think we were kidding off the air saying that that's a St. Patrick's tree, but needs more clover on it. Very nice rink here in Springfield, Ohio, downtown Springfield. Also the home of the Springfield Blue Jackets, the Wittenberg University Tigers, and the Wright State Raiders. Raiders making a move a few seasons back from Kettering to the NTPRD Chiller. Benjamin Oliver trying to get away from Mikey Moore. Again, Mikey Moore had the first 3 goals of the Rangers win down low, and Patrick Gallagher makes a close stop. And it's 0-0, 8:41 to go in the first. Patrick Gallagher opposite Larkin Ripley. And we'll drop it to the right of Gallagher. Chevrolet will take the face-off opposite of Angus Ackerman. A couple goals for Ackerman in the 11-1 win over Troy last night. Ackerman dicing it towards the point man. We're Hackey looking for Chevrolet now going around the corner and scooped up by defenseman Paige Falter. Collision right behind the net of Larkin Ripley. And down towards the right, pushing forward, it is Shepard on the defense, turning around. 2 Rangers approach in the middle as Moran left it go. Nixon right on the tail and pushed into the neutral zone. Back to Indian Hills defense. 8:08 to go in the first period. Still no score. Ackerman plays it by the Blue Jackets logo. Fished forward, Mikey Moore. Now pushing forward is Masturzo. Masturzo around the corners of Gallagher, and Moran scoops it up. 7:52 to go in the first period. No score here from the NTP RD Chiller on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel. Left point, Moran swooping around, now past the reach as Dayton looks to draw first blood for the second time this Saturday. Set straight ahead, and it will not go through for Dayton and Case Kleinwatcher. Case will come out for Gelfgott in the swapping of defenders. 7:28 to go in the first period. Still no score here between Dayton and Indian Hill. Popped up towards the corner as moving forward is Roca. Roca was absent in Dayton's 6-3 win over LaSalle this morning, but back in action, taking a right face-off circle around the cage of Ripley and now around the left corner. A delay penalty on the way, and we'll have our second power play on the way for elbowing with 7:09 to play in the opening frame here. No score between the Dayton Stealth and the Indian Hill Rangers. And it's Dayton back to the box. And actually, no, going to the bench is Hackey. To the box goes Adam Takis for elbowing. And Dayton will have the power play. With 7:09 to go in the first period. And the Stealth have their first power play opportunity of the afternoon. Face off to the right of Ripley as pushed forward. But here comes Indian Hill on the PK. Down towards the left corner, a one-on-one race. Heading back for it is Verder. Verder trying to get it back. Here's Andrus. Andrus bumped down by Gelfgott closing up. Nice job by Gelfgott. It is still neat to see a goalie jersey being used by a skater out there. Haven't seen that in quite some time. It does happen, though. 22 seconds left, and again, it's not Daniel Kratzer. That's Dan Verder. And another clear turned in by the Rangers in black jerseys with red shoulders and white letters and numbers, red trim on the numbers. And Dayton Stealth in the white jerseys, red numbers and letters and black trim. And now going on the attack. It's wide of Ripley, taken by Ethan Shue. 1:15 to go on the Stealth's first power play of the day. 6:19 to go in the first. And in the slot, no score. Burt back towards the right point. Here is Moran, and it's scooped up. I believe that is Ben-Dur. Actually, no, that's going to be Rhett Ben-Dur dropping it in. Andrus helping. And now Gelfgott lets it go. The Stealth now 52 seconds left in the first power play. As Charette cuts away from Joshua Nixon, tackling the left wing, going towards the corner, still pushing through. Charette let it go by the bend, and it's scooped up by Tabor Rose. Tabor Rose served the penalty and served all 2 minutes, as Indian Hill could not get on the board on their first power play. Delayed offside going against the Stealth. Now dropped down as the Rangers U-turn around. Masturzo straight ahead, past the leg of Shue. And that's a clear turned in by the Rangers. 5.5 to play in this first period here. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for making us a part of your weekend. Now 15 seconds left to go on the penalty on Takis. It was elbowing the call. Slowed down off the stick of Dayton and back this way. A shorthander attempt. Gallagher punches it away with the right arm. Nixon now one-on-one with Demet. Moran and Chevrolet looking for the puck. Back to Demet. Away from the boards. And the power play is done. Neither team can score on the power play, as Gallagher slaps the goalie stick in the crease. And back this way, here's Dayton. Gallagher starting to lean in. 2 Rangers lurking nearby. Ben-Dur back on the ice, giving chase to Tabor Rose. Here's Demet now with the drive around the right corner, as Demet now driving it behind the net of Patrick Gallagher. And slowed down, it's Hackey with a drop to Chevrolet, chipped away by Jay Masturzo. And back in the Indian Hill's own zone. 4:34 to play in the first, and there's no score. Again, the point system, you win a point if you win a period, meaning you outscore an opponent, not necessarily what the goal or what the score is on the board. And you win 2 points if you win a contest, 1 if you tie. We will not have overtimes or shootouts until Championship Sunday tomorrow. That shot goes wide as Moore giving chase. Now for Masturzo with a defensive grab in front of Zach Lawson. 4:07 to play in the first period, no score. Back this way, Ben-Dur with the drop back, looking for Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore, left wing away from the stick of Case Kleinwatcher. Back this way as Gallagher leans over towards the left. Around the right bend it goes. Drop back looking for that Scheib. The captain, Ethan Scheib. Gelfgott stopped right point. Kept in by Indian Hill and Adam Takas. 3:44 to go in the first. Still no score. Very exciting game here as Dayton taking flight and Andrus picks the luggage away and gets it back for Mikey Moore on the Blue Jackets logo. Mikey Moore back on the attack, seeing nothing but the Stealth Bombers in front. I was going to say the Stripes, but that doesn't make sense. Now around the left corner is Case Kleinwatcher. Kleinwatcher, Case, now for Gelfgott, now for Taylor. Taylor up ahead, looking for AJ Kleinwatcher. Kleinwatcher now, left wing to Morgan, the centerman. Broken up by Indian Hill. Back towards the neutral zone. Dayton still in their attacking zone as Dawson Taylor on the attack. Popped up towards the logo, going back is Dayton, and the referees quickly wave off an icing opportunity as Verder going towards the right, looking for AJ Kleinwatcher. And now back this way. Here's Bryce Brown. Bryce Brown lights the lamp. 2:54 to go in the first. It's Bryce Brown giving us our first goal of the contest. And Indian Hill leads 1-0 with 2:54 to go in the first. And Bryce Brown slices it from the left face-off circle. Tough shot to defend. Bryce Brown makes it count.
Nice wrist shot. Down the upper corner of the goal and just over the shoulder of Gallagher. Couldn't get a piece of it.
And now in the neutral zone as Indian Hill goes on top 1-0. 12th goal of the pod tournament for these Rangers. That is now a +11 in goal differential. Shot down low. It is stopped by Larkin Ripley. Now back this way. Here come the Rangers. Down the ice, Andrew Heekin. Heekin tacks the left wing against Blake Moran. The two will collide. Now Bryce Brown looking for another one. That one's just a little wide. 2:22 to play in the first. Brown scores, and it's 1-0 Rangers from Indian Hill. Delayed offside, quickly waved down as Andrew Sheverick comes up with it. Tackles the right side, drops it back for Hackey at the right point. Hackey down low, and Ripley says no. Now behind the net, it's over the shoulders of Tabor Rose, trying to settle it down, and back for Sheverick. Andrew Sheverick, 2 to play in the first. Rangers up 1-0, and off of Larkin, sent away, and Sheverick curves it wide off a couple bounces. Right face-off circle, Sheverick again down low, and stop by the 5-hole. That's Larkin Ripley. 1:49 to go in the first, and Ripley records another save. As she'll watch a brand new 5 Rangers tackle the ice, and 5 new Stealth take flight as Roca for the face-off, opposed by Rhett Bendur. 1:49 to go in the first, still 1-0 Rangers, and the puck rolls in the neutral zone off Indian Hill's carry. Here's Mikey Moore, right wing attack through the legs of Moore. Moore trying to sweep it through, bouncing back, and that will be out of the grab of Takas, it looks like. Takas picks it back up against a spinning and tail spinning Nick Roca. Neutral zone pickup now for Dayton. It's Ethan Shue. Shue looking to go on the left side, lost the handle, and back to Dayton's defense as Demet goes on the other side looking for Verder and Everett. Everett slices it towards the left, turnover, picked up by Bendur again. Bendur tackled by 3 Stealth, still took the puck, and Gallagher traps it with the help of Dan Verder. 1:10 to go in the first. Rangers 1, Stealth 0 on the slicing goal late in this period by Bryce Brown. Here comes the captain of Dayton and Ethan Scheib instead of Heekin. Off the hash mark, sent in, and Gallagher with a nice save. A nice slide towards the left with a lot of bodies in front, almost all of them in that mob. And we have 1 minute to go in the opening frame. It's 1-0 Indian Hill, your score. Here's Gelfgott with the right-hand catch and release. Paulson left wing, just over the shoulders of Nick Ringer. Again, Nick Ringer, one of the few Rangers that did not play in the first game, the 11-1 win over Troy, but will be here today against the Stealth. 1-0 Rangers, your score, as Indian Hill looks to take another point. They had 5. They clean swept the Trojans, and back this way, it's sent on Gallagher. Nice save by Patrick Gallagher. Loose puck bounces, and it's Case Kleinwatcher back with it. Scoping towards the left, and Heekin turns around, trying to get the loose puck back for Joshua Nixon. Behind the back of Heekin. Nice heads-up read by Brown in front of the blue line. 13 seconds left in the first. 1-0 for the Indian Hill Rangers, and it's back to Case Kleinwatcher. Kleinwatcher left wing. He'll go for Dawson Taylor towards the left, carrying it forward. Morgan trying to sweep it through it last second. And back in Indian Hill's attacking zone. And Bryce Brown, the difference maker, a goal from the left faceoff circle, gives the Rangers a 1-0 lead over the Dayton Stealth. 15 minutes in, quite the competition we have on our hands. And it looks like the Zamboni doors are opening. And back to the locker rooms the teams go. Kent, your thoughts on that first period?
Very exciting, well played first period, evenly matched. Brown, just a very pinpoint, sharp wrist shot from the left wing and finding the top corner of the net. And that's the only difference in this first period.
By the way, Bryce Brown's goal assisted by Andrew Heekin, and Heekin, just an awfully hot start in this tournament. I was going to say a torrential start. I don't know if that would have made sense, but Heekin a hat trick and several points in that first win against Troy, and he can assist Bryce Brown on that goal, and it's 1-0 your score. Heekin had 5 goals in that game, by the way. So 5 goals, 1 assist for Heekin, and here comes the beautiful Zamboni on the ice. We'll come back after the ice cut with a 1-0 Indian Hill Rangers advantage over the Dayton Stealth JV squad. 1-0 Rangers your score as we're done with the ice cut and heading back to the second period here on the YouTube home of the Academy Hockey Club. The first ever Post-Ohio District Tournament. As the Rangers in the black jerseys now heading up the ice against Patrick Gallagher and the Stealth flight down the ice opposite of Larkin Ripley. We are back in hockey action. We have 3 games left for you tonight. This game, the Dayton Stealth and the Indian Hill Rangers, the battle of the JV squads in the pod. We'll also have LaSalle Troy next and Beaver Creek Indian Hill to wrap things up on Saturday. And then we should have a point total and tell you who's playing when tomorrow, Championship Sunday, the last hockey weekend of the 2018-19 campaign. We have played 35 seconds. There is a wipeout by the blue line and scooped forward by the Charlie Andrus rush. Patrick Gallagher standing in. Here's a flip and score! Andrus with the drop from behind the net, and Indian Hill on their second goal, 45 seconds into the second, 14-15 to go in the middle frame. Indian Hill now leads Dayton 2-0. Instant pressure turned in by the Rangers. They get the first period point by outscoring Dayton 1-0. And still lots of hockey to be playing this second period, but if Indian Hill maintains the goal differential positive on their side, then they'll pick up the second period point. The championship games are determined by where you finished in points. Here's a send in down low, stop quickly by Gallagher and pounced on as Patrick Gallagher covers up the loose puck. Rangers now lead 2-0 on the goal. Well, it's the second one of the game for Bryce Brown. First assist goes to Charlie Andrus. He had that drop from behind the net, and Bryce Brown with the finishing move. Brown has scored both Ranger goals as Indian Hill now leads 2-0. Down low, rebound, and shuffled away by the right corner. 13:48 to go in period number 2 here from the NTPRD Chiller in Springfield, Ohio. Sunning in from the right point. That goes wide from the stick of Joshua Nixon. Make that Nick Ringer. That is Nick Ringer out there. The numbers kind of sink in towards the shorts. They're a little bit lower on the Indian Hill jerseys compared to the Dayton jerseys. And now sent forward by Ackerman. That's Angus Ackerman. Now towards the right wing as A.J. Kleinwatcher. Now pushing forward. Takis trying to move it forward. And here's Roca. There's a Rangers slow to get up in the neutral zone. 13:12 to go in the seconds. And it's 2-0 for the Rangers. Roca drops it back. Right point. And that will blast wide of the cage off the Ranger defender in front. Sent back in, and Ripley slides towards the left. Nice save for Larkin Ripley. Like I mentioned, Ripley did an outstanding job in goal against Troy yesterday. Just one goal allowed. It was a rebound by Captain Zach Eulenbrock. And now this is sent down the length of the ice by Mikey Moore and the Rangers, and icing the call on Indian Hill. And we'll come back in front of Ripley with 12:38 to go in the second. Rangers have scored early in the second frame to now lead 2-0. Bryce Brown has both goals. Assists for Andrew Heekin and Charlie Andrus on goals number 1 and 2. Here's Scheib with the captaincy, leaning in against Bendur. Brett Bendur trying to bounce on through. Lawson picks it up. Stealth looking to get one of those goals back here. And Ripley, no chances taken. Masturzo helps out. And a jump with the left hand by Larkin Ripley. We'll drop it between Scheib and Bendur once more. 12:29 to go in the second. 2-0 for Indian Hill. It's battle of the JVs, the two teams that are not affiliated with high schools. The four are Alter, Beaver Creek, Troy, and LaSalle. And these two are the other two to make the 6. Now scooped up, it is Falter, Paige Falter, spun around, but gets the pass off towards the left wing. Back on the attack goes Nicholas Coleman. Now around the corner it goes as Indian Hill pushes forward. Drop back towards the slot. Patrick Gallagher standing in the way. Trying to tip it on home. I believe that was Takis in the slot. Possibly Andrew Bond. Now down this way, giving chase. Here's the Rangers. That's Coleman again. Coleman with the backward sweep. Looking for Falter on the other side, the left corner. And a drop pass by Ackerman. And now on the other side, the Rangers looking to back in the neutral zone. Coleman right wing, 11:32 to go in the second. 2-0 Rangers your score. And Gallagher with the loose puck, a little heavy on the touch in the attacking zone. Rhett Bendur, nice idea, but it rolls off the head of the stick and goes right to Patrick Gallagher. The backup is Austin Clark, and the third string goalie is Daniel Kratzer, who's not playing in this game, but Kratzer's jersey is floating out there, and it's worn by Dan Verder, who normally wears the number 73. Not wears. 11:18 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill. Back this way. It's scooped up by Adam Takis. Takis behind the goal line. Now drops it forward. Looks for Heekin. Heekin around the body of Oliver. And down this way, Andrus. Had the assist on Brown's second goal. 2-0 Rangers. 4 minutes played into the second. Back the other way. It's Indian Hill by the Christmas tree. Laced high over the net. Picked up right corner. And stopped at the right point by Ringer. Ringer pushes it ahead from the point. Can't find Bryce Brown in the left faceoff circle. Brown will pick it up after a check from Blake Moran. And dropping behind the net of Gallagher. The other side, 10:40 to play in the second. Still 2-0 Rangers. Bryce Brown, both goals. And down this way, here comes Dayton. That is Dayton down the ice with Benjamin Oliver. Quickly swoops it away into an incoming Heekin. Heekin towards the left. Brown, left wing. Some open ice in front. As that is Verder giving chase. And now around the left corner, push forward. Falter chopping at the bit, pushing it off of Stealth. And now recovered by the Rangers. 10:09 to play in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill your score. We will not have an ice cut in the second intermission, as time is continuously winding down. Our next game is scheduled to start at 7 here. Arm goes up. It's a delayed penalty on Dayton, and it's going to be interference. The call with 9:55 to go in the second. Neither team scored on their power play chance in the first period, and Moran will serve 2 for the interference. And we'll go back in front. Patrick Gallagher with 9:55 to go in the second as Dayton trails 2-0. Battle of Larkin Ripley opposite of Patrick Gallagher. Gallagher playing very sharp in this contest. Back this way, Masturzo sends it down towards Gallagher. The rebound goes wide as Ackerman was right at the door, the open side of the net of Gallagher. Unable to pour it on home. 9:35 to play in the second. Ripley. A nice stop on the shorthander attempt by Ethan Shue. Down this way comes Dayton. We have played 30 seconds. It's Moran in the box for interference. 2-0 Indian Hill. Dayton back with the puck. Right face-off circle, and there's a collision right outside the right face-off circle. Ackerman on the attack. Arms stayed down from the stripes. Pushing forward as Masturzo with Nixon at the right side. 1:13 to go in the power play. It burps off the tip of the stick of Tyler Demick, going towards the end boards. Now scooped up by Ethan Shue. Working the left wing. Some open ice for Shue. Shue curves around. Incoming for Dayton. Looks like that's Tabor Rose. Rose knocked down. Arm goes up. Delay penalty Indian Hill. And with 57 seconds left on Moran's interference, the Rangers will be sending someone in the box. And we'll skate a little 4-on-4. 2-0 Indian Hill. A little 4-on-4 hockey never hurt anyone. As it's going to be Mikey Moore to the box. 57 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey to skate. With 8:51 to go in the second. And a 2-0 Indian Hill advantage. Bendur will take on Chevrolet for this faceoff. Controlled by Dayton at the right point. Flipped over the head of Chevrolet. Now on the other side. It was holding the call against Mikey Moore of Indian Hill. And this way on the right wing is Rhett Bendur. Bendur, nice handle. Stopped at the 5-hole by Gallagher and sent down the ice by Dayton. It is icing on the Stealth, but that is a beautiful save. Gallagher had the initial save. The puck was laying almost like a mint on a fluffy pillow, waiting in that crease. However, Indian Hill was unable to get there. Dayton's defense swept it down. 8.5 to play in the second. It's 2-0 Indian Hill. 36 seconds left on 4-on-4 and 1:38 to go on Mikey Moore's holding call against Indian Hill. Waiting at the right point now is Ringer. Ringer sends it off the backside of Nicholas Coleman. Back this way comes Dayton, working the right side of their own. Ringer dropping back. Takis in his own zone, waiting for the Stealth to fling it in towards the right corner. Closest Stealth there is Chevret, now swooping in. That's Rose. Around the shoulders of Ben-Dur. 9 seconds on the 4-on-4. Coleman giving chase, left point. Delayed offside on Dayton. Back to Dayton in the neutral zone. And 4-on-4 is done. Dayton's got a power play for the next minute. 7:49 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill, your score. As Chevret whistled for, I believe that's offside. We'll go back in the neutral zone for a drop. 7:47 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill. A very exciting game. Bryce Brown has scored both Ranger goals. Very competitive game, as Dayton so far has given up 5 goals in their 2 games on Saturday compared to the 10 from last night where Alter won 10-0. They drew with Beaver Creek 1-1, and both teams split 2.5 points, even Steven down that middle. It's still a Stealth power play as it's scooped up by Nick Roca. Roca wings over towards the left, chased by a Ranger. That was Heekin not giving him any space, but Roca breaks it off. Here's some open room, and the rebound back towards Roca, unable to be handled cleanly, but Chevret gets it back from Roca, left corner. Back to Chevret, left face-off circle, stood up by Masturzo. One thing that Indian Hill does, I've seen, they stand in the way of shots, and they do not let you have a lot of open ice. 7 seconds left as now carrying it. Roca again on the left wing. Met up with 2 Rangers that time. Bryce Brown with the tackle into the board. Shibe tackle, delayed penalty, and Indian Hill's going back in the box as we just get back to even strength. And it is interference to call. And Dayton will have another 5-on-4. 6:47 to go in the second. We have yet to see a power play goal. We've seen a couple power plays, but no scores on the skater advantage. It's Paige Falter to the box for interference for Indian Hill. And a 2-0 Ranger advantage as it's Jordan Hackey taking the face-off opposite of Indian Hill. And Takis. Takis gulps it down, and that's a clear turned in by the Rangers. And back this way, Case Kleinwatcher will go back and stop it. Paige Falter for interference. 6.5 to go in the second. 2-0 for the Rangers. Popped off the stick of Brown, but still controlled by Dayton. That's Carson Everard on the left wing. Pushing forward is Brown, trying to get the clear. Good stick handling there by Dayton and Ethan Shibe. And it's came away by Hackey. Hackey, and his pass back to Case Kleinwatcher goes a little awry. And 40 seconds gone to power play. Indian Hill will swap out 2 of the 4 Rangers out there. Now Hackey, blue line, dropping the pass out of the reach of Everard. Right corner, checked in by Ben-Dur. As Nixon trying to clear it, gets it away from the stick of Demet. And back in Dayton's own zone, the Stealth will recover halfway through this power play. 5:45 to go in the second, and Rangers up 2-0 on 2 goals from Bryce Brown. 1 assist each, and off the protective netting. And looks like we'll drop it in front of Patrick Gallagher. Again, 53 seconds left in the 5-on-4 for Dayton. 5:39 to go in the second. 2-0 Rangers, as it's Andrew Heekin and Charlie Andrus with the assist. 1 assist on each Bryce Brown goal. Face off to the right of Gallagher. Push forward, blue line. Forward. And now it's going to be a one-on-one battle. Chevret comes out on top. Great speed by Chevret. Goes around the bends. And Heekin giving chase. Here's Rose back to Chevret. Past the reach of Chevret. Now golf forward by Moore. 35 seconds left on the power play as Gallagher goes back for it. Picks it up for Moran. Moran now looks towards the right. Pushing forward. 5:13 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill. Attacking on the right wing. Rolling it around the corner. A one-on-one battle in the right bend. Now behind the net of Larkin Ripley. Past the reach of Verter. And Gallagher starting to measure it and keep it away from Mikey Moore. There's 10 seconds left on the Poulter interference. 2-0 Indian Hill. We're about to go back 5-on-5. 4:48 to go in the second. And we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. And staying out there for Indian Hill will be Charlie Andrus. Now replaced by Bond out there. 4:35 to go in the second. It's a 2-0 Indian Hill advantage here on the YouTube home of Academy Hockey Club. Slowed down at the point by Takis. A nice retrieval behind the blue line going for Masturzo on the right wing. Rolling it forward past Andrus, and that goes wide of Gallagher's net. Back the other way, a backhander turned in by Rhett Bendur. 4:14 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill your score. Our next game is LaSalle taking on the Troy Trojans. Both teams fell in their first two games, and they're looking to secure a place on Sunday. There's a shot at the chest of Gallagher and held on strong by Patrick. 4:02 to play in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill is your score. Here comes a brand new tarmac of planes taking the ice. That's the Dayton Stealth. The name is reference to the stealth bombers at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in the United States Air Force. They're not just exclusive of Wright-Pat, I promise you. But it also gives a little homage to the flight industry in Dayton, the Wright brothers, and also the Dayton Bombers name from years gone by in the ECHL. In fact, the Stealth, a combination of the three youth hockey organizations in town, the Blue Hawks, the Bombers, and also the Springboro Panthers had a youth hockey association for a while. 3:39 to go in the second. It's a 2-0 lead for Indian Hill at the Springfield Chiller, just off West Main Street, downtown in Clark County, Ohio, USA. Behind the goal line now, it's Rhett Bendur giving chase. Bendur now left corner, chased by a stealth defender. Now scooped up by Ringer. Ringer left. Now around the boards it goes, and a shot is broken up by the big body out there. I believe that's Demet. Demet, nice size on him. Playing his second game in the pod tournament, missed the first game. And now back for Lawson. Away from the stick of Takis, past the referee, and recovered by Indian Hill. 2-0 Rangers, 3:03 left in the second. Here's a blast up high going past the stick hand of Patrick Gallagher. And the one-timer fade away. And the right face-off circle will not go through. It's blocked. Back to Ringer, and he'll fling it into the Indian Hill bench. Trying to reach the glass, but Ringer hooked it a little wide to the left. And that is out on the Rangers. We'll go back in the neutral zone for a puck drop. 2:48 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill is your score. Kent still competitive, and still lots of great action between these two JV squads.
Two great shots by Brown. The difference in the game.
The first Bryce Brown goals will have offside against Dayton with 2:44 to go in the second. 2-0 Rangers. The first Bryce Brown goal is the game winner at this point, and it's assisted by Andrew Heekin. The second one is assisted by Charlie Andrus, and that would be the little icing on the cake, if you will. Masturzo looking for Heekin. Heekin plays it on the bounce and goes onside towards the Stealth logo, and a save. Chest level, Patrick Gallagher. 2:32 to go in the second, as Gallagher and the Stealth trailing the Rangers of Indian Hill. 2-0, again a suburb of Cincinnati, northern Cincinnati, at the Indian Hill Winter Club, a private rink, but a beautiful rink. Can't be more than a few years old. I don't know how old it is, but it's beautiful. Now around the right corner, picked up by Case Kleinwatcher. Kleinwatcher of Case drops it back, swapped into the neutral zone, recovered by Paige Falter. Nice heads-up read by the defenseman. Now towards the left, it's pushed forward by Jason Morgan. Morgan trying to go towards the left, cannot find Benjamin Oliver, and down the way as Oliver giving chase. 2:01 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill. Gallagher with a slide in the catch just south of the Stealth logo. Rangers goals both serviced by Bryce Brown. And we'll have a brand new 5 out there for Indian Hill out of Cincinnati and the Dayton Stealth. Indian Hill, a youth hockey organization in the Cincinnati area, not affiliated with the big one in town, which would be the Queen City Youth Hockey Association, the Cincinnati Swords. Named after one of the old teams back in the day. Down low, Gallagher with the stop between the pads. And 1:51 to go in the second. 2-0 for the Hill. And we'll drop it towards the right as Ackerman swinging the stick around, preparing for this face-off, and kicks it back for the Rangers right winger. Sent on in, cannot find the closest one there. That was Coleman. Coleman will sweep it around the left corner with 1:41 to go in the second and a 2-0 Indian Hill lead. On the right corner it goes as Rose trying to free it away for Dayton. Takis right point. Takis bounced it off the boards as Mikey Moore watches as Gelfgott dribbles it towards the right. And Dayton gets it away from Ringer. An open opportunity for Dayton. Quickly, the stealth. And that pass cannot find Chevrod's stick. He'll have to play it in the left corner on the bounce. Kept in nicely by Werner for Rose. And pushed forward as Ringer trying to trap it. Back to Dayton. 1:08 to go in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill. Kicked away with the right leg of Ripley. What a fantastic read on that shot attempt. And we're down to our final minute of this second period where Indian Hill leads Dayton 2-0. Drop back towards the left. Swept forward. It's Ringer. Ringer right face-off circle. Dropping it around is Patrick Gallagher. Now from left to right. Watches the Rangers recoup the puck and push forward. And in Dayton, unable to make it happen as Rose got stripped of the puck by the red line. 33 seconds left. Indian Hill looking for another one to go on top 3-0. 30 seconds left in the second. 2-0 Indian Hill. And the Rangers have one goal in the second. Dayton yet to score in this game. There's a shoulder bump, knocking it loose. The Rangers trying to knock it on home. And Gallagher looks like he's got the hand on the puck. It comes loose on the other side of the net as Gelfgott trying to push it forward. Look for Hackey. And we'll have a sliding Ranger just out of the reach of the open hand of Paige Falter, and that's icing on Dayton with 5.5 seconds to go in the second. Here at the NTPRD Chiller in Springfield, Ohio. Rangers 2, Stealth 0 in the closing moments of this second period. We'll drop it to the right of Gallagher, preparing for this face-off. We'll have time for one more, possibly another face-off. Flip towards the rafters, out of the reach of the closest Ranger in Masturzo. And that does it for 30 minutes of play. 2 more points for Indian Hill. They take the first and second period point. We'll swap sides and come back as Kent Jacobs and myself, Lee W. Mowen. We have the call for you here. Kent, what were your thoughts so far after 30 minutes of play?
Well, one thought is Larkin Ripley made a tremendous save down there, kicking her pad out to stop that shot to keep the score 2-0. That could loom pretty big in the third period.
Again, Indian Hill with 2 points out of a possible 5. You get 3 points for winning a period, meaning it's not the actual score, it's how much you score in a period, meaning Indian Hill outscored Dayton 1-0 in both frames. And you pick up points for the decision. It's 1 point for a tie, 2 points for a win, and 0 for a loss. And these points go towards where you will play on Sunday, which we'll look at our handy-dandy schedule here. We're halfway through. We have 6 games left. Actually, 5 games and a period left. We have Dayton versus Indian Hill. That's up now. LaSalle Troy next. Beaver Creek Indian Hill to close out Saturday. And then the points will be determined who's playing where. First and second, that's Championship Sunday, and that will be 5 p.m. in the evening. We'll start off at 10:10 in the morning tomorrow. 5th versus 6th place. And 11:50, it will be 3rd versus 4th place. And then we'll have Championship Sunday evening. And that will be the end of the hockey season in the state of Ohio for these teams. Gallagher is in front of us. Again, the pod tournament, it's focused on giving local hockey players a chance to play in games that they can remember as like, that was competitive, that was fun, and not remembering what could be possible blowouts to the bigger teams in Columbus, like Dublin Jerome or Olentangy Liberty, which, by the way, those 2 teams playing for a trip to the Final Four later today, actually 6:30 from Nationwide Arena. Picked up now by the Rangers in the black jerseys, the red shoulders, the white numbers, and red trim. And Dayton in the home whites, we have a delayed penalty on the way, and it is a loose stick on the ice, and it's a power play on the way for the Stealth. And A.J. Kleinwachter trying to score on Ripley. And 35 seconds in, we'll have a hooking call against Indian Hill as Patrick Gallagher's squad now has a power play. Neither team has scored on a power play. It's 2-0 Rangers as Gallagher gets the loose puck, a loose stick I should say, to Andrus. And in the box goes Bryce Brown. Bryce Brown has scored both Ranger goals in this contest. Late in the first, early in the second. His first goal with the assist of Andrew Heekin is the game winner, should nothing change on the home side of the scoreboard. Now the Stripes have a little talk. Normally with these talks, if it's too long, then it's not just a minor. We do have the hooking call. But normally, if a ref's talking that long, that's not just hooking. So we'll see what goes on the penalty clock. It could be saying, hey, where's some good places to eat around Springfield? There goes the minor. It is 2 minutes on Bryce Brown, but the ref's still talking. There is another penalty, and it's tacked on for Charlie Andrus. I think Andrus might have had the hooking penalty. Not sure what Bryce Brown received. But Jeff, who helps run this pod tournament, has been texting me the scoring updates and the penalties. So we'll see what the 2 penalties are. It's 5-on-3 stealth for 2 minutes. Large opportunity roaming over the heads of the stealth. It's a hold on Andrus and a hook on Bryce Brown. 3 Dayton, 14-15 to go in the third. Indian Hill 2, Dayton 0. Hackey turns it over, and it's scooped up quickly by Rhett Ben-Dur. I mentioned the size on the Rangers is a plus, but what also strikes me as a positive on this Ranger squad, the puck control is quite nice. Here's Hackey, right wing, curving behind Rose, now tackling across the Blue Jackets flag. By the way, Columbus lost. There's a shot saved by Ripley. Columbus lost to Edmonton 4-0 earlier this afternoon. Now around the left corner. Drop back, stripped away, and Ben-Dur going for the long clear. And Rhett Ben-Dur almost scored a shorthander goal on Gallagher, but Gallagher handles his own in the crease. 1:09 to go in the 5-on-3. 2 clears turned in by the Rangers, who are short 2 skaters, but up 2-0 with 13:26 to go in the third. Around the right corner, it's Moran. And Indian Hill gets the 3rd clear that time as Gallagher goes for the slide and the stick stop. And a quick feed for Albert Gelfgott. Angling towards the left. It's Shepard off the boards. Scooped up now by Indian Hill. And the Rangers back with it. That's Masturzo. Masturzo goes for the golf. It's off the backside, but finds Heekin off the Dayton bounce. And another clear turned in. 4th clear of the 5-on-3 PK for the Rangers. Rangers doing a nice job of the 3 out there. And Dayton hasn't been able to get much look on Larkin Ripley. They did get 1 shot on Ripley. But the Rangers have done a nice job stripping the puck. Gelf got right point towards the slot. On target. And backhander. It's saved by Ripley. 10 seconds left on the 5-on-3 as Brown and Andrus are serving separate penalties. Drop back. Moran, blue line. Here's a send in. And score! Score for Moran. The blast from the left point gets past Larkin Ripley. And it's now a 2-1 Indian Hill advantage. And there were 2 seconds left on that penalty kill for Indian Hill. If you're the Rangers, that's heartbreaking, but you can't just think about that fact where you had 2 seconds left. That's a goal for Dayton. And I believe one of the penalties goes away. Actually, yeah, one of them goes away. Andrus was the initial penalty. He'll go back to the bench. It will stay 5-on-4. Now we're on 5-on-5. Indian Hill in that penalty kill. Yes, they gave up the goal, but nothing to be ashamed of. That is a goal for Blake Moran, a laser from the left point past Larkin Ripley's shoulders. And it's 2-1 Indian Hill. 12:07 to play in the third. And right now, if the Stealth and the Rangers do not score any more, Dayton gets a full point, but Indian Hill still holding on to the 2 points for the victory. 1-on-1 down the left wing, as that is Werder wearing Daniel Kratzer's jersey. Haven't seen it in high school hockey, nor have I seen it in youth hockey, but I'm just hoping one day that a goalie gets a chance to be a forward or a defender. One can hope. Ben-Dur turns it over, down this way. By the way, the goal is credited to Nick Roca. Moran gets the assist, so does Ethan Shue. And it is Roca's goal, but it stays 2-1 Indian Hill. Rangers down the ice as Ben-Dur back again. Rhett Ben-Dur going for the left winger, and chasing the back is Andrew Bond. Now towards the neutral zone, pushing forward. It's scooped up by Jason Morgan. Morgan will find an incoming Ethan Shue. Ethan Shue looking to tie it. He lost the handle before he could pull the shot against Markin Ripley. 4 minutes played as Moore tangled up. Case Kleinwatcher, right wing, sent it high over the shoulders of Ripley, who offered to jump at it. 10:50 to go in the third. 2-1 Indian Hill. Back towards the left corner. The Stealth chasing. Here comes Ackerman. That's great hustle by Angus Ackerman. There's also an Ackerman on a rival college baseball team who I announced for. So if I say Aaron Ackerman, I do apologize. It's Angus Ackerman with 10.5 to go in the third. 2-1 Rangers. Swooping in is Coleman. He liked that puck back. Loose puck, right face-off circle. Carson Everett turns around and gets it back for Dayton. Gelfgott on the retrieve. Back behind the cage of Gallagher. 2-1. Indian Hill leading Dayton. Everett tackling the left wing. Gelfgott keeping it away from an incoming Coleman. Great hustle by Coleman. And now the reach of Paige Falter to the corner. And it's icing the call on the Stealth with 10:05 to play in the third. And a 2-1 Indian Hill advantage. The Troy Trojans starting to warm up. And they'll be taking on the LaSalle Lancers. And that'll be up next. There is a Lancer that was DQ'd or disqualified in the first game today. And also, I do not have an injury update on Adam Wiley. He was the Lancer injured in that 6-3 loss to the Stealth JV. Rangers up by 1. Bryce Brown's second goal is now the game winner if nothing changes. We still have a lot of hockey to play. 9:48 to be precise in regulation. Here's a shot. It's off the tip of the stick of Chevrolet. It will stay in front of Gallagher. That's not a bad defensive play by Dayton. Chevrolet coming in, breaking up the shot. And now we will have Eakin for the face-off opposite Chevrolet. And Andrus will go back to the Rangers bench in place of, looks like Coleman. Coleman swoops in behind the goal line, dropping it back. Here's a shot, and Gallagher robs Eakin an attempt to score top shelf. Eakin looking to score his first goal today. Eakin had 5 in the Rangers' 11-1 win over Troy. 9:33 to go in the third. Rangers 2, Dayton Stealth JV 1. Both of these are JV squads of their youth hockey organizations. It's the Indian Hill Winter Club and the Dayton Stealth Youth Hockey Organization. Drop back, here's Bryce Brown. He'll send it wide left. Now scooped up on the right side by Joshua Nixon. Here's Scheib. Scheib rolling forward. Scheib still pushing down. And recovered again by Andrew Heekin. Heekin going left wing. It's Bryce Brown for the hat trick. Punched away. Gallagher. Loose puck. It's covered up quickly with the left hand of Gallagher. That stayed about shoulder level on Gallagher. Stuck on his body. And he will drop it forward and hold on to the puck. And yes, one of my favorite goals in the NHL all time is when the puck, it was Buffalo and Arizona, possibly Phoenix, I don't remember at the time, but it rolled down on Mike Smith's back, who's now part of the Calgary Flames, stuck in between his shorts and his jersey, and he crossed the goal line. That was the overtime winner. Shot off Gallagher, loose puck, pushing forward, going wide, Bandura with the last touch. A one-on-one battle in the corner. Now is Charlie Andrus trying to go in on the other side now for Andrew Bond. Bond now dropping back. 8:45 to go in the third. 2-1 Indian Hill is your score. Moving forward, Case Kleinwatcher dropping in the corner. It's touched by Indian Hill, therefore no icing. Picked up as Paige Falter gets the pass, and she'll turn it over as Dayton swoops in from the right wing. Roca giving chase. Roca's got that power play goal, a 5-on-3 power play goal with 8:24 to go in the third. And a whistle, and Dayton will be heading to the box for too many planes on one sheet of ice. That symbol by the refs, it looks like they're stirring the pot a little bit. It's also like charging in hockey, where I think they're calling traveling, but wait, that's basketball. It's one of those things you don't see a lot, but stirring the pot means too many men for Dayton. And that's Austin Clark in the penalty box. He's the backup goalie. I don't think he's serving it, but he's in there. As Chevrolet goes in, he'll take the face off, and Indian Hill Trailing in this third period 1-0. Look to get that goal back, scored by Nick Roca and the Stealth. Demet gets a nice angle clear away from Joshua Nixon and Jay Masturzo. Masturzo back and recovering it with Paige Falter. Too many men against Dayton. Too many men and women against Dayton. Too many skaters out there. In the neutral zone, push forward, Masturzo. 2-1 Indian Hill, 8 to play in the third. There is no overtime or shootouts until Championship Sunday. We got 2 games left this evening. And I have the call for you of LaSalle and Troy. And Kent Jacobs back on the call for Beaver Creek and Indian Hill. Down this way come the Rangers. The Rangers have 2 of the last 3 games this Saturday. Alter had 2 of the first 3. But a long break. There's a clear turned in by Dayton. Leave Moran, possibly Demet that time. 1:12 to go in the too many skaters infraction against Dayton. Set forward. Can't find Heekin cleanly. Chevrolet knocks it back, and Indian Hill has to restart again. Trojans starting to get ready for the game against LaSalle. Both teams are 0 for 2 in the pod tournament. And Troy has had some of their key players out due to various reasons. I believe Austin Clark is serving that too many skater penalty. Behind the back of Roca. Controlled now by Bryce Brown. A great feeder pass, but a little too heavy on Heekin's bounce. Heekin sweeps it around. Now here's Brown from the left corner. Heekin darts it out of the reach of Gallagher, but it's going wide. 29 seconds left on the power play for Indian Hill. 2-1 Rangers your score. And back for Brown. Brown, another try, and it's wide right again. Trying to sneak it in past the left wing of Gallagher. That would be his glove hand compared to his blocker hand. 12 seconds left to go in this power play. 6.5 to go in the third. Is lead down to 1. It's 2-1 for the Rangers. And back to the Stealth. The power play is done. And that was actually served by Dan Verder. And now picked up by Dayton's defense. Moran to Demet. Demet looks around with a feed to Hackey. Jordan Hackey curves around and knocks the Ranger down. And it's swept back as Roca red line pickup. Roca sweeps it in. And the defensive side of the half is Gelfka up top. Now for Scheib. Scheib left wing. 5:55 to play in the third. 2-1 Indian Hills your score. Couple collisions right by the stripes. Referee almost took a couple of checks of his own right there. Pulled away by the Rangers donning the black with the red shoulders. And controlled now by Dayton Case Kleinwatcher. I believe I started to mention that the font on Dayton's jerseys are the same as the Washington Capitals. But I don't think I ever got to that story. It's because Lefty McFadden helped turn the Dayton Gems of the IHL back in the day to one of the most successful teams in the IHL, back-to-back Turner Cup winners. And then after that, took off for Washington to help the Capitals thrive in the NHL. By thrive, I mean start up, as Stanley Cup winners last year were the Capitals. They got the status of losing in the first few rounds of the playoffs off their back, and they took out the Vegas Golden Knights. Very well played Cup. Lost his balance, unable to settle it in. That was Jason Morgan. And now, this is Shu, and Shu cannot score. That's off the right leg pad of Larkin Ripley. 4:46 to play in the third. Still 2-1 Indian Hill. Tie game! No, it's waved off. It looked like it was pounded on home, but it hits the post and comes back out. Good luck for, I believe that was Shu. Now down this way. Here's a blast. Masturzo, the rebound. It's scooped up by Gallagher off the bounce. That looked good from here, but that's on the far side of the ice, so don't take my word for it. Take it for the stripes. 4:31 to go in the third. 2-1 Indian Hill. Both Ranger goals by Bryce Brown. Stealth goal by Nick Roca on a 5-on-3. As we'll see Angus Ackerman taking on Shepard for this face-off to the left of Gallagher. Drop back and pass Takis between the points. Rose, a one-on-one battle to the right corner. And Takis sweeps it away, but Shepard's there to recover it for Dayton. Ackerman's on top of it and kept in by Moran at the right point. Drop back between the points. Here's Hackey. Hackey in front of the Blue Jackets logo. Drops it into the end boards. 4:10 to play in the third. Still 2-1 Indian Hill. Moran now right wing. Moran past the red line. Dropping it towards the corner. Recovered by the Rangers defense. Drop forward. Shepard intercepts it. Shepard blue line shot. Saved by Ripley. Around the right corner now. Looking for Hackey. Hackey going around the bend. And Indian Hill trying to get it back in their attacking zone, although the Stealth has swarmed that blue line. Gallagher is still in the crease. We'll see if head coach Kent Halverson will pull his goalie for a 6th plane in the sky. Now towards the left, slowed down. It's dropped by Indian Hill's Ackerman, and Ackerman will go to the bench after the dump. Now right corner, swatted, and Moran picks it up from the pass of Joshua Nixon. Moran taking the left wing, 3:21 to play in regulation, 2-1 Indian Hill your score. Back this way in the neutral zone, picked up by Hackey. Hackey blue line pass, drops it, and Shu slowed it down off the Ranger touch. Going behind the cage now, Hackey trying to slow it down. Picked up left point by Tyler Demmett. Down this way, here come the Rangers. It's picked up by Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore drops it toward the slot, no one there. It's Roca. Roca for Shu. Turnover. Indian Hills puck. Heeken, and a shot, and that just goes wide. Ben-Dur just hooked it wide right of the post. And now 2-1 Rangers, 2:43 to play in the third. Rangers on the attack. Ben-Dur trying to get around the down body of Demmett in the locker room doors, where it was Jordan Hackey coming through the doors and the rest of the Stealth went through the bench. It was quite a funny sight to see in the first intermission. Back this way, it is Moran, stripped away to the net, shot saved by Gallagher off the left shoulder. 2:18 to play in the third, still 2-1 Rangers over the Dayton Stealth. Now the JV squad as Shu curves around, draws a penalty. He's knocked down with a stick and score! Dayton ties it up late with 2:09 to go in the third, and we are knotted up at 2. 2 goals for the Stealth in this frame, and we have ourselves an exciting finish here at the NTPRD Chiller in Springfield, Ohio. I believe that was Shu with the finishing move. Shu, in the first game against LaSalle, had a couple of strong breakaway opportunities, finished the last one to give the Stealth a 3-goal lead, and a timeout has been taken by Indian Hill to regroup the Rangers. That's a tough goal that Dayton scored to tie it up, and a tough goal to allow, but big goal, big swing of momentum here. And it's tied at 2 with 2:09 left. Again, no overtime, no shootouts. No time for that until we hit Championship Sunday. And right now, if you're head coach Zachary Barngrover of the Rangers, Kent, what are you telling your team?
Well, I just have to say that they have to just continue playing aggressively. Don't get defensive. Now that the game's tied, try to keep the pressure on. They've had a couple of good chances on Gallagher down here at the other end. Meanwhile, certainly the Dayton team as well, they have to feel pretty good about themselves and tying this thing up. It should be an exciting last couple of minutes. And we'll see as the teams come back out now. Now they're both coming out from the timeout.
So big 2:09 left to go in the third. That goal is Case Kleinwatcher from Ethan Shu. So Kleinwatcher gets that goal. Case Kleinwatcher, I should say. There are 2 on this Stealth squad. As it's picked up by Andrus. Around the corner. Scooped up by Case Kleinwatcher. The tying goal belongs to 77. Andrus trying to win it back, but here's Shepard. Swinging away from Ben-Dur, and here's Brown picking it up on the blue line. Stealth has scored both goals in this third period, meaning, and we'll have a penalty as we'll have a collision in the right corner, and a power play awaits with 1:40 to go. It's tripping. I was about to say that the Stealth scored 2 goals in the third, so unless Indian Hill scores 2 quick goals in this frame, then the Stealth will pick up the third period point. We'll have Gelfgott to the box, and Indian Hill has a 5-on-4 with 1:40 to go in the third. Kent, do you pull Larkin Ripley for a 6 Ranger with a 2-skater advantage, or do you roll the dice, maybe pull her later, or do you keep it 5-on-4?
I think I would keep her in the net at this point.
Here's Moore attacking towards the net of Gallagher. Swept away by Dayton. Here is a pickup by Heeken. Eakin now on the other side. Here's a blast going wide left to Gallagher. On the other side now, 1:23 remains in regulation, and it is Gelfgott in the box for tripping. And a clear turned in by Dayton, racing forward. That is Shu. Shu with the assist on the tying goal thus far. Settled down by Indian Hills, Ackerman. Ackerman left wing, 1:08 to play. It's 2-2. And again, if it ends in a tie, it ends in a tie. If they tie, they tie. I think that was from a Rocky movie. Maybe, maybe not. Here's Moran in the right corner, pushing forward to Shu. Shu now taking up with 2 Rangers. Puck in the right corner, scooped up by Indian Hill. Moran closing in from the right point. Takes a spinning check from Ackerman, Angus Ackerman. Down low, and is Bendur trying to roll on the right. Roca rolls it on the near wing by the fans. Attacking right face-off circle, but could not pound it home past Larkin Ripley. 30 seconds left in the third, 2-2 game, and Indian Hill still with a power play. Larkin Ripley still in the crease as time winding down here. Both teams will get a point if this stays 2-2. Now back this way is Shu. 1-1 with the goalie. Score! Ethan Shu just gives Dayton a 3-2 lead with 12.9 seconds to go in the third. That is a shorthander goal, and Dayton has their first lead late in this contest. So you're talking about a 2-0 lead heading into the third, and then Dayton has scored 3 goals to take a 3-2 lead. That's still first and second period points for Indian Hill, but that's 3 points, and that wild swing could go in favor of the Stealth. Face off center ice, 12.9 to play, and Dayton has just taken a 3-2 lead as Larkin Ripley has been fouled for an extra attacker just off the tip of the stick of Indian Hill. Around the right corner, drop towards the slot, Chevrolet pushing forward, end of the game! And the Dayton Stealth JV defeat the Indian Hill Rangers JV squad 3-2. Game-winning goal, Ethan Shu. That is a great third period comeback by the Dayton Stealth. Can you believe it?
Well, we've seen throughout this tournament the terrific stick work and speed of Ethan Shu, but the star player on the Stealth, and he certainly was the difference in this game this afternoon.
Ethan Shu scores. By the way, Shu's winning goal is from Blake Moran and also Jordan Hackey. That's the game as Dayton comes back and wins it with a goal, 12.9 seconds to go in regulation, and that's a 3-point swing. The Stealth outscore the Rangers 3-0 in the third and also take the 2 points away from a victory. That is a tough loss for the Rangers, but you gotta feel great for Patrick Gallagher, Ethan Shu, and the Stealth. Fantastic win. And that will conclude this broadcast here on the YouTube home of Academy Hockey Club. Next game, don't you dare miss it, is LaSalle Lancers and the Troy Trojans here from the NTPRD Chiller in Springfield, Ohio. We'll have a nice cut, but we'll come back for LaSalle Troy. 3-2, Stealth win it here on YouTube. For Kent Jacobs, this is Lee W. Mowen.